Hi, my name is Jack Rathborn and I'm on Independent Sport and I'm here to answer your questions on Super Bowl 57, where the Philadelphia Eagles take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Nick is up first and he asks, how on earth can a one-legged Patrick Mahomes keep up with the Philadelphia Eagles defense? It's a lock, right? Well, there's a lot of hype around the Philadelphia Eagles. They have all the momentum. They've had 2 crushing wins in the playoffs, but never write off Patrick Mahomes. He's had an unbelievable season despite losing an all-pro wide receiver in Tyreek Hill. He has some weapons, namely the best tight end in the game in Travis Kelce, but don't write off the lack of potent weapons on the outside because he can pick up with the running backs. Look for Jerick McKinnon, who once scored 6 touchdowns in a row, franchise record this season, but also look at Isaiah Pacheco. This is a running back who runs with aggression. He can pick up swing passes on the outside, and even though Mahomes lacks mobility to get out of the pocket, he'll make sure to pick up easy yardage with these 3 players. Jalen Hurts wins the Super Bowl with the Eagles. Where would it rank him among the QBs in Philadelphia's franchise history? If Jalen Hurts can pull this off and win the Super Bowl for the Philadelphia Eagles, he will rocket up the rankings for the franchise's all-time best QBs. There's a lot of options. You have Carson Wentz, who put in a MVP type season. You look at Randall Cunningham, but obviously the main one we're going to talk about here is Donovan McNabb. Similarities in the way that he plays the game to Jalen Hurts. And Jalen Hurts, if he has the Lombardi, that's a massive edge for him, and he can eventually rise to become the greatest signal caller in Philadelphia's history. So even if Hurts gets the Lombardi Trophy, he still needs to put up a body of work that can match the longevity and the sheer numbers of McNabb. The next question is asking if the Kansas City Chiefs defense can slow down the Eagles offense. So it's going to be a tough ask for the Chiefs defense to slow down this Eagles offense because of the versatility that the Eagles bring. The Eagles can run the ball. With Jalen Hurts behind center, you have a dual threat option at quarterback. It's so hard to stop, but at the moment he's carrying a little bit of a knock to that shoulder. We don't quite know whether he is that same dual threat option. So the Kansas City Chiefs need to make sure they get him in the pocket, make sure that he's passing and passing only, and then look to put pressure on the back end. Thomas wonders, is this Philadelphia Eagles offensive line the best in franchise history? Now, I can't say for sure that it would be their best in their franchise history, but it's right up there. You look at Jason Kelce, Lane Johnson, these guys are all pros. They are some of the greatest players to ever play their positions. That said, it still lacks a few of those great players from the past. You look at Jason Peters, Brandon Brooks. So for my money, if they get the chip this year, they certainly can be heralded as the greatest offensive line in their franchise history. If Mahomes and the Chiefs lose the Super Bowl, is it bad for Mahomes' legacy? Many will argue that if Mahomes loses this Super Bowl and only ends up with 1 Lombardi Trophy after 5 years with Andy Reid and the Chiefs, it hits his legacy and it takes a knock on his ability to perform in the biggest game of all. Compared to Tom Brady, it's obviously going to be really hard to match his numbers. But Patrick Mahomes should really be on the up after this year, no matter what happens in the Super Bowl. He's performed on one leg, he's overcome a high ankle sprain, and let's not forget that without Tyreek Hill, he's still managed to lead the league in passing yards. He's hit 42 touchdowns this season, another league-leading stat. So even if he loses to this formidable Eagles team, there's still a lot of hope that Mahomes can one day catch Tom Brady. Thank you for all your questions. Keep up to date with everything going on at Super Bowl 57 on Independent Sport and Independent TV. We'll see you again when you ask the questions.